What's going on, guys? Faded Ghost Gaming here on YouTube now. I'm going to be bringing you a lot of different content here with a fresh new podcast today and some gameplay from Modern Warfare WarZone, and you'll find out who's playing here shortly. But we are going to get on with this podcast. Allow me to introduce the Faded Ghosts, okay? I normally like to do, okay? I keep it calm, cool, and collective. I'm calm always, 1, 2, 1. And here with me, okay, guys, this guy right here is super interesting. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you got to check our other podcasts out on, other areas. But like Spotify and all that, we do, But here with me is the man who once caught a shooting star with his bare hand, made a wish, and then threw it right back into orbit. It's Faded Frost 117. Frost, how you doing, man? Here on YouTube now.
Man, I'm good. We're good. We're here. I'm loving it. Yeah. I'm loving every second of it. And I just want to, to add, of these feats of mine that you keep, letting everybody know about.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't know, it's in a book near you, any gas station. You can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue on.
So, guys, we're gonna be talking about a lot here, but if you're watching us on YouTube, we will have gameplay of WarZone, and Frost occasionally will be talking about what he's doing here. He's been killing it in WarZone. Looks like a professional player, makes everybody look like children, and but yeah, he's you're gonna get to see a couple wins here and some crazy stunts here. Like I don't know how you do it. I don't.
Just a lot of playing. Just a lot of playing.
So. But we'll jump into this thing. We'll be talking about, games and industries and how to dismantle a cell phone and put it back together. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, first of all, Frost, tell us what you got going on here. Like, how many matches did you play? Because this is all in one sitting, right?
No, I think this right here might be split between 2 different days.
Okay.
And the one that we're currently watching right now, it was back when Quads was still on
Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth. So from what I'm seeing, it's me, Slim, Cap, and Percologist. I'm wanting to say we're going through right now. We've been fighting inside of, I'm wanting to say, Nova 6 facility here where we dropped at. Honestly, trying to do like what we always do is win, but
that's it. Tell us how many wins you got.
Right now I think I'm up to close to 80 in Rebirth. Slim has just reached 100 today. Congrats. Jeez. Slim. I think me and him together have over 50 or 60 together. So yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that's like winning like that,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a life to live.
Yeah, this is usually it's within a few hour period. Yeah. I played the other night. I didn't get to record those just because honestly I don't even know why I didn't record. I ended up getting 5 straight wins, and I played with somebody else.
Right.
And Tatted Broad, I think, is the other one that's also on our Discord. And we ended up getting 5 wins, just in amount of probably about 2 hours of playing. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would ask you what you've been playing, but I already know.
You already know.
We're watching it right now.
You see it.
And I'll thank you to everyone who is coming back from watching our previous video. Our previous video was a rough draft.
Oh, yeah.
Figuring out that was our first episode of our podcast that we ever put out. We just wanted to give everybody a little taste of what's to come. We've got a lot going on here, but let's talk games and what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. Because there's a lot going on. A lot of stuff I want to talk about today.
Let's talk about it.
So, first thing we'll talk about is the rebranding of the Xbox Live. So they rebranded it, and now it's Xbox Network.
Okay.
Is what they're calling it. Now, a lot of people have an issue with this because they're like, Xbox Live is how you know Xbox, and I get that. Like, it's cool, you know. I mean, it's its own thing because PlayStation has the PlayStation Network, right? And then Nintendo has whatever they got going on, like Nintendo Land Extreme. You know, who knows what that is? But anyway, they got their own thing going on. Xbox decided, you know, let's rebrand it. But what they're going to do is, if you go and buy an Xbox Live card or whatever, it'll still be under the brand of Xbox Live, but it's all under the banner of Xbox Network.
Right.
But I believe what's going on is they're doing that to like, because right now Microsoft has their ecosystem when it comes to Xbox One, Series X, and, you know, all of their systems that you can play on, and then the xCloud and stuff. So with xCloud being on eventually PC and laptops, and you can play on iPads and Android tablets and phones, you know, you can play xCloud anywhere.
Right.
So I believe that's why they're branding it Xbox Network, because you'll be able to play it anywhere. It's just it's a whole network, just like their console family.
I would have to agree to that. Yeah, I don't even see. To me personally, you know, I've known it as Xbox Live for so long, but at the same time, you know, the part of life has changed, and, you know, not everybody likes it. But I think it's essential for progress. Yeah. And I think that, you know, Microsoft doing this obviously is for what they're moving forward. So.
And I think it's formal too. In my mind, when I picture it, it's like Xbox Network, and then when you look at how they built the Series X, the Series S, those next gen consoles, they're just a formal looking console rather than over the top stuff. It's just kind of formal. It's just, you know, fits business model for me. Yeah. You know.
I agree. I agree. And I think that they're probably making the right choice here by going ahead and starting changing the name, you know, because, and this is a little side note, my company is doing it the same way. You know, we're starting to rebrand our company, like our logo, it just changed. Yeah. You know, our clothes and stuff for work, they're starting to change as well, you know. The vehicles that we are producing now, you know, it's starting to go into a whole other direction, you know. So I think it's just the growth of a company.
Yeah, and it shows, and I mean, with the whole ecosystem that they got going on with all the Xboxes and stuff, I think the network thing actually just works. You know, I'm not even mad at it because, you know, it's because in my mind I'm still going to refer to it as Xbox Live.
Yeah,
but
you always know.
I think everybody that plays Xbox is going to refer to you know, like, oh yeah, I'm playing on Xbox Live. You know, so yeah. I mean, it's going to be the same, but it's going to be under the network thing, so network banner. So. That works for me. I'm cool
I'm definitely cool with it.
Because imagine if, you know, they get a browser going in PS5, like you can open a browser in PS5 and play xCloud off PS5 from your Game Pass and everything. You're playing Xbox Network on your PlayStation. Like, that would be insane.
Yeah, being able to use a PlayStation 5 to play Xbox, Microsoft stuff.
Yeah, because Microsoft is already...
I don't think they would allow that, though, if you think about that.
I mean, they
can you see why, though? Why I say that?
No, I see that, but you wouldn't be able to prevent either, I don't believe, like, because, you know, on PlayStation, you can get on the internet and stuff. So if you're able to download any kind of browser to run that stuff, you could run it either way, whether Microsoft wanted you to or not.
Yeah, you should be able to.
But I mean, you know, it'd be cool because...
Don't get me wrong. I definitely agree. It would be very cool that you could be able to play Microsoft on PlayStation, you know, console.
Play an Xbox Network on the PlayStation Network, right?
Right.
So that would be real cool, and we would get to see what's going on there, and but Microsoft is already messing them up, you know, messing PlayStation up,
right?
Because we already know one game that they got on day one for Game Pass, Outriders, which you know, and I, you know, I was pleasantly surprised with Outriders. But before talking about Outriders, just talking about the fact that it's on Game Pass, you know,
right?
And then people on PlayStation actually have to pay for it. Like if you own just a PlayStation, you're paying for this game, but we get it for a subscription free,
right?
See, and I'm calling it subscription free. You get it? Get it?
Yeah, I got it. But you know, and speaking of that, Dark Master, you know, he listens to our podcast, and then I'm sure he'll probably be checking out our YouTube videos as well. But you know, that was he plays PC. He plays on PC. So you know, I'm like, dude, even you can get the subscription, you know, to Game Pass and get all these day one games even on PC. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. I said, you just paid for Outriders, which was like, what, $60?
But I don't think Outriders is on the PC version of Game Pass yet.
You don't think so?
No, I don't, because some games go to the PC Game Pass, some go to the console, but they don't all go together.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time.
But either way, I mean, he'll still have games that he can play. You know.
Yeah.
And that was my whole point, is that he'll still be able to play different and a variety of games, you know, on the PC. And I don't, like you said, I don't know, you know, maybe the game isn't or is on right now for PC. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I don't believe that it is. But either way, it to be on Game Pass on console just for Xbox in general is a win. I mean, a AAA game from a third-party studio day one on Game Pass, awesome, right?
Oh yeah.
But we did play it.
We have, and enjoyed
the mess out of it. So we had a really good time with that game. The only thing they have to fix is the damn servers.
Yeah, they have to fix the servers. That is something that is a must. And, you know, hopefully they do it soon. But I don't, like...
I think only one person can be on the server at a time. Right now, the way it works.
But maybe 4. You might be able to get a good 4
and you're pushing it then. Like,
right.
It's cracking. It's busting at the seams at that point.
Yeah. So they definitely have to be able to fix that, because right now the game is not playable because you can't get on a server.
Right.
And then, obviously, you can't play with others because no one can get on a server.
Mm-hmm.
We did get on there last night, and we played for like the first hour or two.
We played like 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And non-stop. And I mean, we had a lot of fun.
Oh, man, we didn't want to get off.
Yeah. And I hated when it fucking crashed.
Yeah.
But, you know, it took a minute to get back on there, and it was very frustrating. And then by the end of, you know, I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning last night. Yeah, it was
like 4 or 5 in the morning.
So, you know, I was just having all kind of issues, and then we got in there finally again, and we started doing what we were doing, and then it just kicked us on back out.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's bedtime.
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, but overall, they got a game on their hands there.
Yes, now, once they fix the server issues, they do have a good game.
We're going to put some more time into it, and maybe our next video will be a review for the game.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm really hoping that we can review the game by that time.
Yeah, because we definitely got to put some more time into it, get into it. We haven't experienced any glitches yet, but the server decides when we can and can't play.
Right. So it's not something that we can honestly continue to control.
Yeah. So, but speaking of Game Pass, Outriders, new games, and all that, Game Pass again has decided to go in and say, you know what, PlayStation, F you. Right? They throw up the bird and walk out, you know. And I can just kind of picture it all, you know. Everyone's sitting at the table, PlayStation at the table, like, look at what we got, bitches, and then they walk out, right? So just for reference, if you're new listening to the podcast, obviously we're Xbox fans.
Yes,
obviously,
but we do play everything.
We do. I have a PlayStation 4. I love all their exclusives. Don't get me wrong, but Xbox fan all the way. For me, I know Frost here. You know, he was on the dark side there for a while. I had to bring him back to the light, right?
See, I started off with the PlayStation. We've had this conversation before, but I'm going to talk about it again. I started off with the PlayStation, and I thoroughly enjoy it. But I do thoroughly enjoy playing on the Xbox as well. But not only that, it seems like most of my friends or the people that I know, they play on Xbox. Now, I have like 3 friends that play on PlayStation primarily, and they don't have an Xbox.
Right.
And I'm like, you know...
get on Xbox.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I'm like, we're all here, bro. Like, you're like late to the party.
Yeah. But the good thing is a lot of games now have the crossplay, so
yes.
that works out. So
that's
way,
that's one of the things that Outriders has as well.
Mm-hmm. You can send friend codes and get all that
right.
stuff. So.
Because that was one of the things that me and Dark Master was talking about, is being able to play together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Going through that. So
yeah, I mean, but with Game Pass,
okay.
Like I said, they walked out and said, "Look, we got bitches,"
Right.
So tell me, because I know you know this. Okay, what is the one sports game that's on PlayStation that's not on Xbox?
MLB, bro.
Exactly.
And I know it's here.
Game Pass, day one. Game Pass, day one.
Yeah. And that's something that we're going to play.
But see, and that's the thing. So they put it on Game Pass for the subscription free. Got it?
Got it. Got it.
Okay. They put it on Game Pass, right? So I'm going through the articles, reading this article about them putting it on Game Pass, and then all the PlayStation fans are just pissed.
Right.
They're like, one guy tripped me out though, because he was like, I paid for this shit for 10 years, and you give it to them for free. so I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, we got that, right? We got that. Free. So then a double whammy is the fact that they've got to go in and pay damn near $70 for the game if they want to play it on PlayStation. But we don't. We get it on Game Pass, right? So, but here's the thing, because with these AAA games, which is awesome for Game Pass, I love the fact that they're coming day one, and with Game Pass, it's only going to get better with their exclusives. The one thing that's concerning me when it comes to these AAA games is if it's like Outriders or even MLB, games that are going to take a long time to really get going, maybe even have end games that you want to do. With MLB, maybe you want to do a franchise that can take you, because franchise can take you a couple years if you decide to stick with that game and you play every game and stuff.
Right.
So time investment and stuff like that is a thing for a lot of these games that are coming out nowadays. And with these AAA games that are coming on Game Pass, I'm worried that maybe, it'll be on Game Pass for, 2 or 3 months, then they'll drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for me personally, I'm actually going to buy MLB 21 just because I want to have it at all times.
Yeah, so, I got you.
But the good thing is with it being on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken, you would be able to get 10% off of it brand new. So, you see what I'm saying? They're in the meeting and they're like, wham, mic drop, gone, right?
Yeah, I got it.
And PlayStation's sitting there stunned. They just don't know what to do. They're like, they just took our baseball. Like, what do we do? They took the bat and the ball. They can't even play. So, but yeah, so it's cool that we're getting these games, AAA games, day one.
Yeah.
And all the exclusives coming. That's going to be really cool. Because I can't wait for Halo, obviously. I mean, day one on Game Pass, and then I'm going to buy it too. But see, I've got the Series S and the X, so I'm going to buy the hard copy for my X, and then I'll just use the Game Pass version for my S.
Well, there you go.
Win-win. So, but speaking of PlayStation and stuff, we'll talk a little bit more about PlayStation and how it sucks to be a fan every now and again. So. Yeah. So
we're just bagging on that.
We are. Like at this point, because here's the thing. With the PS5 and everything, I've heard nothing. I've looked at the reviews for the PS5. I want to get a PS5 mainly for the exclusives, because I want to see some of the stories that I did enjoy on the PS4 continue on the PS5. But every time I watch a review for the PS5, something's going on with it. Either the SSD isn't working correctly, or the sticks are drifting in the controllers. They're not lasting long, and it's just, they're not upscaling their games. The only positive thing that they say good about the PS5 is that it loads faster than the Series X, because it was built that way. It was built faster,
right,
for faster processing and stuff. But the Series X, was built that way too, but it was built for more powerhouse. Like, it's just gonna power through everything.
Right.
But so every time they talk about PS5, I just hear bad news, and then maybe occasionally some good news. And then PlayStation was like, well, we know that they're kind of like hinting at like they know that you want backwards compatibility, but they don't really want to give it to you. So the only way right now to play games backwards compatible is to own a PS3, PS Vita, or those older systems and stuff. Well, they're shutting all that down. So yeah, I don't know when exactly. It's this year sometime, I believe, or maybe it may be a year. So
what do you mean they're shutting it
down? So
on
PS3, PS Vita, and I believe there's one of maybe it's PSP. I don't know. One of their other obscure systems that nobody really cares about is they're shutting down the PlayStation Network for those systems.
So they're no longer supporting them.
Right. So now here's the thing: if you had bought a game digitally, you'll still be able to play it or download it and play it on those systems. But if you weren't able to purchase it on that system and you want to go back and play it, you can't. So, digitally anyway. I'm sure maybe hard copies work. I don't know. But, that's just part of being a PlayStation fan. You're just going to have to play new games or you're just going to have to get over it. With Xbox, we get the best of everything. Because I've even got my Xbox dashboard set up when I go into my games and it tells me this one is Series S and X enhanced. This one is the Xbox One X enhanced. This is Xbox One games. And hey, down here, we got your Xbox 360 and your original Xbox games. Wink. Right? We got your back.
Yeah, you ain't got to look no further. We got you.
Yeah. So, it does suck for those fans that are still playing on PlayStation 3 because I'm sure that there was good games on the PS3 that I did play, like Metal Gear Solid 4 and stuff like that. I did enjoy some games, so it does suck for them people that are playing that,
Right.
But that's part of being a PlayStation fan.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
So
it definitely does.
Yeah.
At times. Yeah.
That's why we power through it with Xbox.
Yeah, I mean that's why, but that's honestly why we have more than one system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. Especially in times like right now. We do have the backwards compatible games, but we can also go and play PlayStation games because there's not a whole lot of games coming out right now. Outriders is like one of the brand new game, but it's like one of the only one, and everybody's wanting to play it right now because it's brand new. There's nothing else to go to.
Yeah.
So that's why the servers are crashing.
I mean, like ridiculously crashing.
Yeah. So, but yes, that's having versatility. That's one thing that I think PlayStation really needs to just realize. Like, you're really just shooting yourself in the foot here by taking this stuff away from, your supporters.
Yeah, the only way to play those backwards compatible games if you want, and I think they have like this PlayStation Now or something, some subscription that was supposed to be somewhat similar to Game Pass or whatever.
To rival it.
Yeah, supposedly,
right.
Until Microsoft took out its shank and said, not today, So, but you can play some backwards compatible games there, but then I think they take them off, like they rotate the hell out of them. Whereas, like, that's the good thing with Xbox. They do rotate some games, but not all games. Like, a lot of the games that are there were there on Game Pass, last year.
Right.
So there, there's a lot going on with PlayStation and how bad they are because, like I said, man, Microsoft and Xbox, they keep it going. They keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
So because Microsoft is such a juggernaut and because they will take over the gaming industry, that's going to happen. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to happen.
All right, tell us why.
Okay, well, first, okay, I'm going to tell you. Insight, the mind of calm, right?
Right.
So,
let's hear it.
So, they spent $7 billion on Bethesda.
Okay.
We'll get all those exclusives day one on Game Pass, right? So, that's a win, obviously. Right. Then you got those studios working on probably other games, such as Starfield, which I believe is going to be exclusive to Xbox, and I think they're going to announce that at the E3 thing that they're going to have this summer. Right. So, but then they decide, you know what? We got pocket change to spend. $7 billion, there wasn't anything, man. They're walking around, pockets just jangling. One guy pulled out a stack and he was like, what am I gonna do with this? And he was flipping it, listening to it, and he was like, man, all this money. Game Pass, right? That's where it's coming from. Game Pass. That's what he said. He told them that. And then he said, bam. And he threw it in front of them folks, right? They was in a meeting. He threw it in front of them folks. And sitting on the other side of the table was Discord. And they said, 10 billion right now. Let's get Discord.
So they're taking Discord?
They're trying to buy Discord.
That's crazy, dude. So how is that going to work? Like, can everybody still use that? Like,
well,
or is their name just going to be?
Well, here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. There's, I believe on right now, I'm sure Microsoft is using some kind of back end to power their chat and stuff like that. That doesn't, but it's reliable, but it's not really reliable. We've had cutouts with Xbox occasionally here and there.
Yeah, with parties and whatnot.
But I think Discord is a little bit stronger network, so I think they're going to use that to power their chat and everything, to power most of their social networking stuff. Okay. And what I believe is going to end up happening too is because Discord is so social and everything, it'll actually get them to be able to bring something like Mixer back. Okay. Not necessarily Mixer itself, but maybe being their own like streaming service of some sort, which would be really cool because I would love to stream straight from my Xbox. That would be just awesome. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's how it's going to work. I'm not exactly sure what else they're going to do with it, but them owning Discord, I mean, the possibilities. You never know.
Yeah. They just grew. Yeah. And then plus, from us also having a Discord, and being able to use it to help grow our own channel and, to grow our podcast and, our other ventures that we're going to be doing. Discord is a big deal. It's a way for us to keep in touch with, our people that follow us and subscribers and things of such. But also, the things that Discord can do, is like video chats and stuff like that, man. That I'm wondering, if they might be trying to bring something like that to, like game chat, where instead of, you're just having a chat, you can also see, each other maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be real cool because I would love to be able to stream that. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that'll happen with Discord. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the it's not final yet, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not final yet, but it is in the works. What you got going on here, man?
I just happened to take a look at the video here.
Yeah.
And I thought I recognized this scene, but I don't necessarily remember what was about to happen here.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had hopped up here and took one of the guys out, but I think that was in a different match.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Discord, man. But, yeah. And then, with the Discord thing, they're already talking about, we talked in one of our earlier podcasts about them taking Xbox Live and making it free for free-to-play games, because, you would always had to pay, even if you were playing free-to-play games.
Right.
It was behind the paywall, but they're deciding to take that down, which it's not live yet. I'm sure they'll announce that around E3. I'm expecting it maybe the end of the year. It might be the middle of the year. Who knows?
Right.
Because they may have already announced it, and I may be wrong here. But either way, they also came out and said that they were going to make the party chat free as well. So now you won't have to, as long as you have an internet connection, you'll be able to join a party chat. You don't have to have Xbox Live anymore.
Oh, okay.
So Xbox making moves, man.
Making moves.
Like that's what everybody needs to be doing, but Sony can't keep up.
Right.
And neither can Nintendo. But Nintendo's its own thing. Nintendo does its own thing. It's like that one that dances on the side out there. It's like, hey, I'm hearing the music, but I'm doing my own thing.
Right. Got its own moves.
Yeah, so because we know, see, I kind of see Nintendo too as like one of those plotting, like the evil genius type that you see in those movies or cartoons, where they're sitting there and they're plotting, trying to figure it out, and then all of a sudden they just blow the doors open and they outsell everybody because you still can't even find a Switch.
Oh,
so
yeah,
when that Switch Pro comes out with 4K and everything, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like they're gonna kill it. I mean, but Nintendo made a good system. I mean, you can't
Right.
knock them for that.
Right.
And PlayStation didn't. So Microsoft and Nintendo win.
We win him.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I mean, man, just all this stuff going on with Microsoft and everything that they've got going for them, man.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
Yo, yeah, dude, I'm super excited to see the continuous growth that Microsoft is, is having right now, and I'm sure that they will continue to have just how they're making moves, man. And, obviously everybody's going to continue to keep playing video games, so I mean, we plan to
Yeah, I don't plan on
for the
stopping.
foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Right. So first they're going to keep giving them money. So I'm sure
That means they have to keep innovating.
Right. So, like I said, I'm real curious, and I'm really excited to see, what becomes of, Microsoft down the road. Say 5 years from now.
Well, if they keep walking around with all the money they got, they're gonna end up buying everybody.
Right.
They're gonna be done with it.
Oh yeah. But they're going to be careful though, because they can't monopolize, the market.
Well, I'm sure they wouldn't allow it. I mean, that was the whole thing with Bethesda too. That was what took the merger so long, was the fact that they had to determine, the courts had to determine, okay, if they buy this, are they actually taking, making the competition harder, or, taking away certain assets for certain developers and stuff like that.
Right.
So they had to look into the whole thing. So I'm sure they wouldn't let them do something like that, but I mean, potentially even, when we talked about it, like buying Sega,
Oh yeah.
or maybe even Konami. I mean,
yeah, they're going to start being real careful. I don't know how many more businesses they're going to be able to buy.
but I think Sega is gonna happen. I feel like Sega's gonna happen because of all the Yakuza games on Game Pass. They already have some kind of understanding there, some kind of partnership. I feel like that's coming.
That one, yeah, I would have to agree. I feel like that one's on the way, or if not already in the works, and they haven't really said anything.
That may be another announcement at E3.
It might be. But I want to see Konami.
Yeah, Metal Gear would
Yeah.
be awesome.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't know. I mean, but I know, I just feel like Sega's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, the signs are kind of there.
Yeah.
And
And people were thinking Square Enix, because Square Enix does Outriders.
yeah,
So,
it's a possibility. I mean, it was a day one for us. So,
well, I mean, you got to think, man. I mean, AAA games or any game that goes to Game Pass is going to constantly be getting paid. We're paying subscription fees every month.
right.
So they're constantly getting money for it. I mean, while it seems like we're kind of getting it for free, I mean, we're still paying a subscription every month.
Right.
So they get a cut of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, on PlayStation or Nintendo, you'll have to buy one copy, and that's all that you get. That's all the money that they make.
Right.
Whereas they're constantly making money from us. So maybe more games will end up going to Game Pass because But then you have to ask yourself, how long is it before PlayStation decides, you know what? They hit the nail on the head. It's time to copy it.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Dude.
Because PlayStation, the thing with PlayStation is they've already said all of their exclusive games on PlayStation will be $70 out the gate. Like, it's going to be $70. You're paying $70 day one for their exclusives. So when you look at Game Pass, which I don't know for sure if the first party games for Series X and S are going to be $70.
Right.
They might be, but then you look at Game Pass, they're free there,
Right.
or for a subscription. You got them going there. Does PlayStation have that kind of money? Because I haven't seen anything that PlayStation's been doing. Throwing money out trying to get things done or get
New business.
yeah, new businesses, new partnerships. They're focusing on anime stuff. Like, I think they bought Crunchyroll, or what was it? Was it Crunchyroll, or
Did they buy Crunchyroll?
was it? It was some kind of subscription service that they bought. But they keep focusing on anime stuff that they want to buy. And then I think they bought a tournament for Street Fighter. They were gonna sponsor some kind of tournament for Street Fighter, but they bought out the tournament. I don't know. It's some stupid stuff that PlayStation's doing, but it's like it seems like they're working backwards in a sense in the way that Microsoft worked forwards. So Microsoft was in the beginning more media friendly. Yeah. They wanted all. That's why they called it the Xbox One. They wanted all your entertainment in one area. Wow. They wanted you to have the social experience. They wanted you to watch TV through your Xbox and do all this and that. And then everybody was like, well, where are the games? We're not getting any games. We're not getting first-party games. And third-party games that come out, they're all right, but we ain't really getting none. You know what I mean? So I think PlayStation is working backwards from that. They gave us all the games in the beginning. Now it's let's focus on the media portion of it. Mm-hmm. So, what you reading over there?
I was looking up at PlayStation buying Crunchyroll, and from what I'm reading here, it says negotiations were ongoing in October, but a final deal has now been agreed, and AT&T will receive $1.175 billion in cash from Sony. We are proud to bring Crunchyroll into the Sony family.
So they did buy Crunchyroll.
Yep. Hold on. Funimation and our terrific partners at Aniplex and Sony Music Entertainment Japan, we have a deep understanding of the global art form and are well positioned to deliver outstanding content to audiences around the world. So I'm not 100% sure if Funimation is also part of Sony or not. Mm-hmm. But either way, they just got to. If Funimation is part of Sony as well, with Crunchyroll, they're kind of killing the anime market right there because those are the two biggest subscriptions to watch your anime. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
well, I mean, so I'm assuming that maybe you won't be able to get the app on Xbox. I mean, I don't know.
It's just an app. Because I have it on mine now.
Yeah. So I mean, so what did they really get out of it? Like, how does that help them?
I think they're just getting a portion of profit out of, since they own the company now, they're getting the profits from your subscription. So
it's a lose-lose because
not necessarily. I mean, they're getting the money from subscription, and there's a lot of people that watch anime.
Yeah,
worldwide. Mm-hmm. So they're getting their Sony is not just video games.
No, that's what we discuss on the podcast, and I know that they're not just video games. It's more, they do all kinds of shit.
Yeah, all the way from computers to now having
TVs
or app. The buying Crunchyroll and maybe even Funimation. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure about that one.
Right.
But they got their hands in multiple different places. It's just Microsoft has their hands in all kinds of places as well, but when it comes to the video games portion, theirs is very deep.
Yeah. Really, I mean, video games and electronics in general, Microsoft is there.
Yeah.
I mean, they even, apparently, from what I've been reading, there's some kind of streaming service that PlayStation has, but it runs through Azure, which is Microsoft owned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, Microsoft, I mean, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Xbox. That's all you got to say. Xbox. So, but, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens with this Discord and what happens with Game Pass and stuff with Microsoft. And I mean, maybe Sony will make some kind of deal, and we'll see. Maybe they get a little more competitive. But right now, as far as gaming goes, they're not competing, And besides exclusives, I mean, we can't knock them when it comes to exclusives because Sony is putting out the banging exclusives. Let's not, sugarcoat that. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat that because I love some of their exclusives.
Oh, hell yeah. And I cannot wait for them to come out with, a Ghost of Tsushima 2 if they decide to do that.
Speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, because I remember the last podcast, don't mean to cut you off on.
You're good.
I remember the last podcast we talked about Jade Raymond going to Sony.
Yeah.
So I said I didn't know what a division she was going to. They gave her own studio. It's called Haven.
Oh.
So I don't know what she's going to be working on, but
right.
But because I know I had said maybe she would work on something like Ghost of Tsushima because she had that Assassin's Creed background,
right?
And Splinter Cell, like that stealth approach. So But no, she does have her own thing. So
That's cool. I'm curious to see what the her studio Haven
yeah, Haven
comes out with. I'm curious. I hope we're gonna try to keep up with that then.
Yeah, I'll try to follow that as close as I can, see what they end up coming out with. Because like I said, man, PlayStation, at least to what I can find, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong places, but I'm just not seeing PlayStation in the news a lot, you know?
Yeah. And I also wonder, I mean, because we do live in the United States and Microsoft, is United States based. I wonder if that has a little bit to do with it, or is it just because?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I don't know, because Sony is a Japanese company, and I'm not real sure. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I mean, that makes me think back to like the old Sega days.
Yeah,
Sega was owned or is owned by a Japanese company, or it is a Japanese company.
Right.
So, but back in the 90s, Sega of America was the one that handled the advertisements and put the Sega Genesis all over the place,
right?
For everybody to know what was going on. Hey, Sega does what Nintendo don't, right? So, I mean, and it's crazy because I've been watching and listening to a lot of stuff on YouTube and podcasts and stuff, just retro stuff. I love the history of gaming, like where it came from, and seeing Sega and Nintendo go at it, and then it evolve into Xbox versus PlayStation, with Nintendo just still killing it in the background, but nobody really realizes it,
Yeah.
So, because Nintendo killed Sega. Like, Nintendo is the reason Sega is not really even relevant anymore. So,
right.
But Nintendo is where it is now because of Sega.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the video game industry is really cool. Like when you go and look at that stuff, I recommend if you're into that stuff, you should definitely look at some videos of that.
Or if you're just a really big gamer, checking out the history,
like
where it's come from.
Yeah, like no joke. Like I'll sit at the house and just watch YouTube videos of like history. Like I watched that movie, the what's it called? With the console wars on Amazon Prime. Where it was Sega versus it. Man, it was so good. So good. And it's just, but like I said, I mean, looking at how the consoles have evolved now versus what they were then, and then we were talking about, like Sony being a Japanese-owned company and stuff. And, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why I can't find them in the news because...
And I'm not saying that is the reason. I'm just curious because obviously there's a translation issue there. Just because this is more of a I've been learning a little bit of Japanese, and it does not translate well to English.
Yeah, I know that, and I'll tell you why I know that. But continue.
But it doesn't translate well to English from Japanese to English, and so they may be having a harder time maybe translating some of this stuff. I'm not saying that they don't have people that could translate it and things like that, but I don't know, just more of a thought. I'm not saying like
that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm not saying that any of this has any facts behind it. It's just more of a thought in the moment.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, maybe that's what it is. And like I said, maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. Maybe I have my phone set up to be like Xbox only, lock out PlayStation. So I don't know. But the reason I know that Japanese doesn't translate well is because I did recently turn on my PS4. I got the dust off of it because I've been playing my Xbox so much.
Knocked dust off.
Yeah, I got the dust off of it, and I decided I wanted to play Death Stranding.
Okay.
And and some of the dialogue in there is just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that? And then I sit there and think, like, no, it's Japanese. They had to translate it to English because it's a Hideo Kojima game.
Right.
The same guy does Metal Gear, and sometimes Metal Gear they say some stuff like, whoa.
Right. Yeah, some stuff just doesn't translate. Yeah, like I've even seen somebody on YouTube doing trying to showing the translation, from Japanese to English, and it just sounds terrible. Like it has nothing to do with what they actually said. Just the sentence, their sentence structure compared to ours is like night and day.
Yeah, it's That's crazy because, like I said, I'll be playing some of those Japanese games, and I'm like, huh? Why would you even say that? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. And then you're like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, they probably didn't say it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it even happens in animes as well.
Yeah. And I watch a lot of that, and then because I watched the subtitle, and I'm like, did you really just? No, you couldn't have meant it like that.
No,
because that doesn't make no sense.
And then like Americans are the worst when it comes to translating stuff in general, just because when you're watching the anime and they go on this long sentence bullshit, and then they say, huh? The subtitle says, huh? It says,
nah.
What? No, he didn't say that. That's not what he said. He went on a whole tangent here. He talking about what?
Yeah.
That stuff's crazy. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. Or like in games before they started having the lip sync really, really good, or translating it in English altogether.
Right.
When they would just take the Japanese version of it and decide to put it over here in America, and the lips wouldn't match up, so they talk for an hour after they've already said 2 words. It just doesn't match up. Like it's crazy. So what you got going on here? Is this ain't the one where you throw the grenade, is it?
Yeah, this is the one where I threw the grenade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we previewed this one earlier. He got to see it anyway.
Yes. Hey, y'all gonna get a kick out of this one at the end of it.
But yeah, so, well, hold on. It might not be. Did we double play this one? I don't know. Because I feel like I just watched this one a second ago.
Maybe you did. Who knows? Who knows? If it's looping on YouTube, though, it'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
Because we're here to soothe you.
Right. Anyway.
So, I mean, with everything going on with Microsoft, I've been... but have you been playing anything else? Other than...
Squadrons. I've been playing Star Wars Squadrons. I've been playing a little more Dirt 5.
I haven't had a chance to play Squadrons, so... What do you think? Tell me about it.
All right, now I'm going to compare it to Battlefront 2.
Okay.
Because that's the closest thing I can compare it to. In Battlefront 2, you were able to either, fly around in the sky, or you could, be on the ground fighting.
Right.
Squadrons, obviously, you're just in dogfights, and you're constantly in the sky or in space, or whatever, and you're doing your fights there. For me, the way I set my controls up for the flight is like night and day in comparison to how things are for Battlefront 2. For me, Battlefront 2 was just not enjoyable. I really enjoy playing Squadrons. And one of the things that I also like is, I'm not able to turn sharp enough and I'm coming up to an object, but the nose of my aircraft is pointed away from this object, and I'm starting to make that turn, but I'm just not quite there, and the ass end of the aircraft hits the the object that's in front of me. I don't just automatically explode into a billion pieces.
Yeah.
You take damage, but you can repair yourself as long as you have that set up,
Right.
And that's one of the things that I like is in Battlefront 2, you get even remotely close to something. You ain't even got to touch it. You just got to get close enough to it. Like almost like a hitbox, like how they used to have for, first-person shooters and shit. Yeah, it's like a hitbox for every object. And as long as you get close to inside that box, doesn't mean if you don't touch it, you're exploding. So, with Squadrons, it's not that way. I can tap some objects, and I can still survive and
keep it going.
Stay in the fight.
That's it.
So, especially when you're first starting to learn how to play, you don't necessarily know the controls that well, and it will take you a little bit of getting used to, especially if you played, Battlefront 2. Or excuse me. So, I don't know, dude. Like for me, just the flight, it felt so much like Battlefield 3 and 4. how the flight mechanics worked in those. It honestly, for me, it was amazing. You know, I can change up where my throttle and everything is, where my pitch and my yaw is, and you know, I think I'm doing like Southpaw Legacy or something.
Yeah.
And I got the throttle on the right, and I do everything with the left stick except for, you know, rolling my aircraft. I got the roll with the, you know, this right stick and my throttle with the right stick, and it makes things so much easier for me. So,
so you like this one a pretty good.
Yeah.
How much time have you put into it so far?
I'm wanting to say at least 10 to 15 hours, maybe.
Okay.
Gits and Shiggles, you know, has also downloaded. Me and him have played some. We're trying to get some, you know, the other guys to download it as well, because it's free right now.
Yeah, on Game Pass with EA Play.
Right. So there's a few of us that have played, and we haven't, you know, really enjoyed it, but we just seem to keep going back to Modern Warfare.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably, if you're watching on YouTube, you're probably going to end up seeing a lot of Modern Warfare gameplay for right now until something new comes out.
Yeah, until we do a review or something like that. That's just because, you know,
that's what we play. So
yeah, and that's what really everybody seems to be watching, is a lot of WarZone, you know, gameplay. Because it's just the...
And you have to see Frost playing it, because I'm telling you, it's a whole nother thing. Like, if you watch me play it, you get to watch 15 seconds, and then you're leaving. You're sitting there looking like, wait a minute, what did I just watch? I drop in and die. I am not good at the game at all. At least the Warzone. I can hold my own in gunfight when we do our 2v2s, but I can't do it in Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone is its own beast. You got to really learn it. And honestly, playing for on Rebirth versus Verdansk, I can't play Verdansk anymore. I just hate playing at Verdansk.
Oh, really?
And one of the reasons is because they have the Gulag, and the Gulag there, the way they have it set up is just atrocious. It's like one of the worst designs. I've even watched a video of Dr. Disrespect, like, what are you doing? You know, like, why would you put this, you know, here?
Right.
Why would you design it this way? And like, we can't see anybody. We can't see the person we're trying to shoot because everything's so dark, you know, and the way things are set up, you know. So I hate the, you know, the Gulag of Verdansk. And you know, that's one of the things about Rebirth, is you don't have to worry about that. You get the constant respawns
until it closes.
Right. And then you can still get bought back at that point in time. But Rebirth is just a constant battle. You know, it feels somewhat like a multiplayer, but with the Warzone aspect. And that's one of the things I enjoy about, you know, this one here. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just, I don't think I can go back to playing Verdansk. I get pissed off every time I get on there, because you just never know where somebody's coming from. Because it seems like it's 10 times the size of Rebirth.
Well, I'm sure it is bigger. I don't know exactly how much it is, but yeah, I can see that. I mean, but I prefer to play all kinds of different stuff. I like to bounce around in general. I mean, I like to play Call of Duty when we're doing the doubles, but I can't do the Warzone.
Yeah,
Warzone is just rough for me, and I think it's because I'm so used to like the Halo stuff. And Halo, when you take down the armor and everything, you got options. You can jump around, you can do different things, and
right.
And Call of Duty is straightforward. You got to kind of, it's skill based, but then it's kind of luck based sometimes. Like it's weird.
It's more luck based than skill based, because right place, right time. The guy might not even be looking at you, and you get your shots. That's luck.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of skill that goes into that. Now, if you're head to head, where each other are. Mm-hmm. That's when skill comes into play versus luck. Now, it might be a little bit of luck there, but it's going to be more of knowing the map and outmaneuvering the next person.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude.
That's just skill I don't have.
I mean, so you see, like, even in just what we just saw there,
right.
Like, I know he was in the building, so I went around him to come up behind him. That's because I know the map.
Mm-hmm.
I know this map. and I know where I can jump up and how to move around inside, certain buildings and stuff. So,
yeah, I don't know this map at all, and that was evident when we played.
Yeah, but I mean, it just takes playing. Like, the more you play it, the more you will understand it.
Yeah, and these types of multiplayer games like this, when we play, I actually prefer to play with, people I know, and I don't have a lot of friends. Okay, you're the only friend that I do have, and so when we play, I'll play it with you. But when you're not on, I'm playing something else.
Yeah, and I know you play with Slim every once in a while, and
I played with him
with
Gits and Jiggles.
Yeah, Gits and Jiggles, and every once in a while, Shits and Giggles.
Yeah,
we'll be playing.
Yeah,
or when you're on anyway.
Yeah,
I think you got to, grace him with your presence at least once or twice.
Everybody should be graced with my presence at some point in life. It only makes sense. But yeah, I've always preferred the single player games anyway when it comes to playing games in general. Like right now, I'm currently trying to go through Cyberpunk, which is still broken. But yeah, I'm trying to go through that now, and I'm what else am I playing? I'm playing just anything that catches my eye right now until something new comes out.
Yeah, I saw the when I came over the other day, you were playing the little.
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about that game, but like when I'm sitting there at the house and I'm like, I just want to play something, I will put it on that game and play that game for like 4 or 5 hours straight.
Yeah, and then look, I got into it within like the few minutes that I was first there. I was like, what do you got going on here? And you're starting to tell me about it and everything. So I started getting intrigued. I almost came home and downloaded it myself. I was like, I don't need to download nothing else right now. Got too much going on.
I've got 36 games downloaded, and I play every single one of them.
I just can't do it. I can't jump around. Like, I have to play, like, a set few games, Yeah.
Yeah, this something I've always done. But no, that Octopath Traveler is just something about it, man. Like, the turn-based combat in that was just amazing. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And I've been doing nothing but grinding, really.
Really?
That's all I've been doing, so. But yeah, I've been playing that. Then I started Cyberpunk today. And then what was another game I was playing? I was playing it earlier. I'm trying to remember what it was. I was on my PlayStation, and I was trying to play The Last of Us Remastered.
Okay.
So I did play a little bit of that, and then I tried the Death Stranding, and I just couldn't understand. Like, he was just saying some crazy, and the story is just so hard to follow. It's just
really
because it just doesn't. Maybe it is the translation thing too, but the story is just like, I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, this guy's carrying around a child, but then you told me it's a tool. And then you tell me that it makes me be able to see apparitions? Like, and then there's these whales that pop out of stuff, and I got boss fights that come out of the dirt? What is this?
It sounds like just a bunch of randomness.
It can sometimes feel that way when you're playing, and I'm trying to get through it, but honestly, I bought that game, and and it's gonna sound stupid, but I'm the reason you don't ask, about subscription fees and stuff like that, because I buy shit just to buy shit sometimes. Like I subscribe to Peacock just because I like The Office, right?
Right.
So I bought Death Stranding just because Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead is in it. That's the only reason I bought that game, and I have to this day loaded that game up 5 times. Got past the first mission and cut it off and never went back to it. And I don't know what it is about that game. I just can't get through it. I just can't push myself through it. I'm gonna have to eventually because I want to beat it, but it's hard to push through that game for some reason.
I don't know, dude. That's something I haven't played. That was something I didn't even want to play. It never even looked good to me. The concept of it.
Well, it's not. That's why I haven't finished it.
Yeah, no. But whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't finished it, and then I got another game on my PlayStation that I played it one time and haven't gone back to it, and I only played an hour of it, and it was Days Gone. the game seemed pretty good, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go back and play this. And then I decided, because Days Gone reminded me so much of The Last of Us, I'm like, I'm going to go play The Last of Us. And The Last of Us, I don't care what nobody says. As much as I don't like PlayStation, The Last of Us is a fucking masterpiece. Like, it really is. Like, I love that game. That is a game I can continuously go back to and play it all in one sitting. Like, I love that game. That and God of War.
Yeah, well, we already know those two.
God of War is my shit. So, but yeah, so watching you play this though is just insane, because I just can't get with it on these first person shooters. Like my I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't play enough. Maybe ain't no telling.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, some of it is, I watch a lot of people on YouTube or Facebook or whatnot, and playing this. And Stone Mountain's a big one. If you haven't checked his stuff out, definitely check him out. Stone Mountain 64 on YouTube or Facebook. But honestly, watching him play, and he goes into detail, like, hey, these are good weapon setups, or versus this or whatnot, and he tells you how to go into like certain things, but then he shows you like some of his methods, and then just sitting back and watching how some of these streamers play, and then trying to imitate it a little bit, it'll make you get better.
And well, my issue might be too is the fact that I don't commit to a game.
That could be,
because I like this game. I like playing with others and just having fun with it,
Right.
But I'm not a competitive multiplayer person. Like, I don't get real competitive with it. I just get in, have fun, and then jump off and play something else.
Yeah.
So the single player games have always been something I try to get better at when I play. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just trying to top myself. I don't know, because I don't know. It's one of them things. But either way, I mean, I see you over here hacking, putting aimbots on. I mean, that's cool, making it look good and easy. So
no.
I mean, that aim is so steady. It's got to be cheating. I mean, there's no other way, right?
No, bro. No, bro.
So, but video games, man, like, all day for me is just single player. Like, I even went on I went on that retro kick there for a while and played nothing but Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know that I think I could play Mario, and I could probably even play Sonic. I think it's just having it, because I don't have a lot of the older stuff right now. Mm-hmm. And I know that's something that you and I could probably, play just messing around, when we're hanging out. Mm-hmm. But by myself, I don't know if I could as much now. Just knowing, just because of playing, something like this,
Do you feel this is a game like if you stepped away from it for too long, you wouldn't be as good when you came back?
Yeah. It would take me a second to get back to where I was. Yeah.
Is that part of the reason why maybe you don't play other games?
Not necessarily. No, I wouldn't say that. I think the reason I continue to play it is honestly because it's one of the only first-person shooters that's halfway decent. Because Battlefield, was it 1 or 5 that was the last one?
5.
Okay, so that one wasn't that good in my opinion. 1 or 5 really wasn't that good, and those are your first-person shooters, and those two are your like AAA titles, that are like competing with one another.
Right.
And Call of Duty in the last couple that they have put out have been better than Battlefield in my opinion. So I have no problem playing squadrons and things like that, but not everybody's playing it, and I like playing with other people. I like playing with Slim and Gets and Shiggles and Gets
and all the giggles and shits and stuff, and yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So, yeah. I mean, I like playing with the other guys, man, and and that's one of the things, because that's what generally everybody is playing. So yeah, I mean, I think that is a bigger reason why I don't stray away from it than than anything else. Mm-hmm. Because I have taken time away, like when I wasn't able to update it, or because I was having internet issues or non-existent internet.
Yeah. Walmart internet.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like where I was away from it for like 2-3 weeks, when I came back, dude, like it was rough.
Yeah.
It was real rough. But, now, and I think it also has to do with the setup that I have. My KD, which I've never paid attention to before, because I didn't care for it. But now I've been keeping an eye on it because matches have been getting harder.
Mm-hmm.
On Rebirth, my KD is almost a 1.4. Now that's not like a crazy good, because I see, some streamers, they're like 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think mine's like a 0.15.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that bad.
That's terrible.
I don't think it's that bad. But I can just see a difference in the people that I play with now, or play against rather, versus who I used to play against when Rebirth first came out. Because I played with somebody that's going to remain nameless, and we played, and their KD was a lot lower, and it was like breezing through this because it was just so easy to get the kills and to do what we needed to do, and then getting several wins back to back.
Right.
So it just made things, a lot easier. But I can see where I've, the progress that I've made, throughout the time of me playing this game.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, I just love the single player stuff. I like to sit back, relax, and enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like Call of Duty sometimes can get so competitive. It's just to the point where it's like, I feel like I'm doing too much. Like, it's time for me to unwind.
Yeah, there are times when I feel that way, and then when I start feeling that way, you
can hear it in your voice.
You can hear it in my voice.
And you can hear it in how you breathe.
Yeah, because I'm trying to exhale all the bad thoughts and all the anger that I'm wanting to, expel, from my body.
Yeah.
Because I'm wanting to get angry, and then once I find myself getting there, I'm like, all right, either I got to change how I'm feeling about this, or I just got to stop playing this, for today or for a little while, because it's just going to get to the point where I'm, it's too angry. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be any good for anybody.
Yeah, so, I hate feeling that way about a game. I just like enjoying it.
Yeah, like we do have a lot of games, that I actually enjoy, what we've gone through or what we've done. Because, I don't win every game. And shoot, that's going to be obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know how many games I've actually played, but I have not won every one of them.
Right.
But, there's some times where there's like a short little moment inside that game where I got like really good kills, or like the way it happened, I was just impressed, with myself, or just how it went down, and I just enjoyed. Those are the moments that I enjoy. But now, the moments that you don't is when, it's like, how did that just happen? When you're questioning the physics of the game.
Right, and see, that's how I feel every time, because I'm like, I landed in Rebirth one time, and I was doing it by myself because you had, like, I guess your internet messed up, I guess Walmart came and repoed it. So, I was in that match by myself, and I dropped in that thing. I grabbed me an assault rifle. Dude dropped down on top of me, and I poured a whole clip in his ass. He killed me with 2 shots to the head with a pistol. I was so mad. I was like, what in the hell? Like, I put a whole clip in you. Don't work that way. Life doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's how we always feel, man.
So, but I don't know, man. I probably continue playing my single player games, but I do enjoy when we do our gunfights. Hopefully, we'll get in a good match where we can do our gunfights and put them on, YouTube and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would be nice. It's just, I think it's because we've been away from it for so long, because now they finally kind of fixed it. And then last night we were having issues playing together.
Yeah, like, so first we have issues playing split screen, and it wants to kick us back to the main menu. Then when we get on separately, now the split screen works fine. We were able to get into every match. We got murderlated in every match. because it seems like, God's disciples decided to play that day. And then we get on, separate consoles at our own houses, and we can't even play together. It keeps kicking you back to the main screen.
Yeah, no clue as to even why. But you know what's going to remedy that? As long as they get their service fixed?
Outriders. Yes. Outriders is going to be that thing. I mean, I'm telling you, man, because I can't wait to review that game. I can't wait to put more time into it.
Yeah, me too, man, because you know what? I'm wanting to talk about it now.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm trying to refrain.
I mean, you can talk about it. We just, because we've only got, a few hours into it. We can't really do a review until we get more time into it.
Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna hit on it a little bit then. So I like how they have the hub world.
Mm-hmm.
You got your little base or whatever, and then you leave from there, and it seems like you're actually leaving right from there. Like you just walked out the door, from your little hub world and went to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like I don't really know how to explain it. It kind of seems like the game. What was the name of that game that you were playing the other morning when I came over? A little 2D, almost scroller.
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of that, like how you're walking through those paths to do the game.
Yeah.
Like going further. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like we're going through these paths,
mm-hmm.
To go and fight these different people. But yet we're just seeming to go a little further each time, and we plant that flag, and we're like, okay, this is ours now. This is our stand. We've got this far. We can fast travel back to this point and then go forward from here to do little side stuff or do main story missions.
Yeah.
But I like that. It makes it feel like you're still in the shit when shit's going down, but it's like they have it broken into sections.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how you feel, but see, that's the way I felt about Anthem, which nobody liked, obviously, because they shut that shit down. It's like, it's like, hey, we're gonna come back and make this. No, you're not. It wasn't making any money. What do you mean? So, but I felt that way with Anthem because in Anthem you had your base, and then when you went to do a mission, you went to your hub world you went to your open world to do your mission.
Right.
And the only difference is that normally you had a couple of different fast travel points you could go to that would get you closer, but it was mainly focused on the flying, so it tried to get you to fly. And in certain places, whereas Outriders is a little more condensed than that. It's not open where you can go just everywhere. And
I think that's one of the things I like about it is that I can't just go anywhere.
It reminds me a lot of Gears of War.
Yeah, there is a lot of similarities there,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. And that was one of the things I like too. Even just the way that you get into cover, and things like that, and then move from cover to cover, and they sprint very well. That was one of the things I did not like about Gears of War is their sprint.
Well, it was the roadie run, but if you know how to use it and you know how to wall bounce, you can make some stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can do some crazy stuff. I've been trying to practice that wall bounce, but I just can't get it to work right. When I do it, I'm that guy with a stick. So, but yeah, I mean, the Outriders, though, that's that thing. That's that thing.
What do you say about The Office? Talking about,
like it, love it, keep it going.
No! That ain't it. It's the old dude, the real old dude.
Creed?
Creed, yeah. That's that motherfucker.
That's that. Yeah, that's that guy. Because that's that one guy that sits in the back the whole time. But when he says some shit, you listen.
Right. Yeah. And by Outriders, that's that motherfucker.
It is, man. It really is. And people don't realize it yet. I mean, well,
I don't know. They might, because he thinks crashing.
I mean, the reviews for it have been, kind of mixed. A lot of people don't really care for it because it is straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, it is straightforward. It's a looter shooter, and it's really just point and shoot. It's a popcorn shooter. I mean, it's a shooting fucking gallery is all it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that criticism. Some people it just don't stick with some people. Some people it does. But that goes to preference of video games itself.
Right.
There may be games you like that I don't. Games that I like that you don't.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then there'll be like a B game that is built like shit that I just love. Or me and you both just love it.
Yeah.
And then others, the critics are like, no, this is just wrong. You know what I mean? So, but I have enjoyed Outriders, and I'm gonna continue to put more hours into it so we can do a thorough review of it.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully in a week or two, and we'll see where we go from there. See what videos we're gonna be putting on YouTube for the new population to see. So.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited to see, what we got going on. Because I'm not exactly sure, what we're going to be doing next, because I don't know how the servers and everything are going to be going for.
Well, hopefully they'll update that crap, because I'm telling you, that is just something I don't want to mess with anymore.
I feel you.
I want to get in there and stay in there.
I feel you on that one.
It gets on my nerves so bad. Like, why can't you just plan for that ahead of time? Like, you know it's coming.
Right.
So why can't you do that ahead of time? But it happens, I guess.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
So, but is there anything else you want to add to this thing, man? Because I think we're pretty much done talking here.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done.
I think they understand why we're here, what we're here to do.
Yeah, and that's to take over.
And then they get to hear us ramble about WarZone and what games we like and don't like, and
yeah,
and how Microsoft is possibly the greatest company on planet Earth.
It's that biased opinion again.
So, but is there anything else you want to add,
man? No, I don't think so. I know we usually talk about anime.
Do you have any anime you've been watching besides
Dragon Ball?
There you
go. No, I haven't really been watching anything new because the winter season just ended for anime right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of got some new stuff coming out, but some things that did, some animes did continue to go on into this season as well. And one of them, of my favorites right now, is The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. If you have not watched that, please do, because get past the first episode. The first episode was rough to get into, but after that, it was just smooth sailing and very enjoyable all the way to the point where I'm at right now in the current season. But My Hero Academia, for anybody that is a fan, it has re-aired now. The new season has started, so you can check that out on Crunchyroll. Possibly Funimation, not 100% sure, but I know on Crunchyroll because I'm looking at it right this moment.
That's it.
So, I'm looking to see if there's any, new stuff that's out right now.
What about that? I know we talked previously about that Cells at Work. The new one, have they dubbed it yet?
I'm not 100% sure. I will check in just a second, but I'm going to go through this list right here. For anybody that watches Boruto, Naruto Next Generation, it is airing right now as well. Dragon Quest, Digimon Adventure, for anybody Digimon fan.
Digimon.
Digimon, yeah. Cells at Work, Code Black. I'm not sure if it's continuing or if this might just be one of the ones that was from last season, but I am in the spring of 2021, so it's still showing here, so I'm guessing it has continued.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, anything that might be, interesting and noteworthy. I do not see anything else from Crunchyroll anyway. So
yeah, I wanna know if that Cells at Work is dubbed, because I like that show, but I can't watch my anime with subtitles. Like,
because
I can't multitask. Yeah. Can't do that.
Yeah, obviously.
Most of the time I'm eating when I'm watching TV, and half the time my eyes, the bottom of my vision is covered over my hand going in my mouth. So,
hold on, I'll tell you in just a second. Now, hopefully, this does not play. If it does, forgive me. So,
and what are you looking at right now?
I'm trying to see if Cells at Work.
Oh,
Code Black.
Oh, okay. So you're pulling it up on your app to see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, there you go. That's it. That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it firsthand.
That's it.
So, but yeah, I like that Cells at Work. That season 1 was off the chain. I watched that during the pandemic while I was off for 2 months. It got me through some stuff, and then I learned something. It educated me.
Oh yeah, that one will definitely do it. That one will definitely educate you. Let's see here. Season 1. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the first episode of Code Black, Season 1, Episode 1.
Yes.
And
the
then
beginning.
Right. Let's see. I'm gonna go to audio, and it is in English.
All right. And what is it? Funimation?
Funimation.
All right. Well, that's what I'm
not
downloading when I get to the house.
You should already have it. Like, you should also have all my information.
I know I put it on my Xbox One. I don't know if I put it on my Series X yet.
All right. Well, just let me know, and I will send it to you again.
Yeah, I'll check that
All right.
out.
So now, obviously, it's not going to be dubbed for like the newest episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to episode 12 because that was like the last one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit play on that one, and I'm gonna see if that one's also dubbed as well yet. That'll let you know.
Yeah, because then, like I said, man, watch that, and then
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So give it a few more weeks, and I'm sure it will be.
Okay.
But right now, there's not a whole lot out. As far as this season, not that I've seen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
have you seen Godzilla vs. Kong yet?
No. Oh, you know what? I was debating on doing that tonight.
Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell everybody listening. Okay. There are a lot of movies in life that I've watched, and I've gone back to friends and family, and I said, you have to watch this movie.
Right.
And I've said, for Fast and Furious, for instance, it's epic, right? That's what I tell you. It's epic. You gotta see it, right?
Right.
That's what I'll tell friends and family. And in the sense of the word epic, it's like, oh, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Right.
But this movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, is an epic. Like, literally an epic movie.
Really?
It is awesome. It's everything I have ever wanted to see in any movie ever.
Well,
like,
yeah, I've been wanting to check it out, and everybody that has been talking about it as well has said it is an amazing movie. So,
I did not think, you see these movies where they put, characters together, they try to bring universes together,
right?
And it just turns out like, okay, well, eventually it's going to turn out the same. It always does. And you figure out, well, how are they going to pull this off? And then they figure out how to pull it off while still giving you that, you can kind of figure out who won, you know what I'm saying? Like who didn't, who did,
right.
And then like, because that was one thing that pissed me off about, what is it? Fast and Furious, like 23? No, I'm just kidding. It was Fast and Furious 7, I think, 6 or 7, when Jason Statham went to fight Vin Diesel whenever he was first introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hyping this fight up or whatever, and I'm team Jason Statham. There's no way Vin Diesel beats Jason Statham. That just doesn't happen, right? In any universe. It doesn't matter what universe they're in. And I mean, Jason Statham could be a fucking babysitter, still fucking your ass up. And then at the end, he stomps on the ground and like Vin Diesel, stop. You're not Superman. Stop. You know what I mean? Stop. Because Jason Statham jumps over that, Superman punches you, and you're done. But because it's Vin Diesel's movie, we got to be careful.
Right.
So, but yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong, fucking epic. You have to see it.
Yeah, I definitely plan on watching it over this week that I'm off.
Yeah,
so.
You have to. It's awesome. It's such a good movie. And then I watched the new Justice League. I sat there for the 4 hours and 2 minutes. I actually watched it twice, so I took a whole work day to do it. It was that good. That was another good one.
All right.
Check those out if y'all haven't checked those out.
And what was the third one that you were...
The next one I'm waiting on, they actually delayed it, but it was Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat has been delayed. I think it was supposed to come out like April the 12th. They only moved it back like a week or so, and now I think it's like the 23rd, 28th, or something like that. So, but it still is coming out this month.
Right.
I can't remember exactly what date it is, but that is the one I'm looking forward to. So I will be checking that one out when it comes out. And it comes out on HBO Max. You know, all of these are coming day one on HBO Max for right now. They did say that next year all movies will go back to being in theaters only.
Right.
So this is the only year you're going to get those movies on HBO Max. So take advantage of it.
Right.
So
I definitely about to.
yeah, because they got the new Suicide Squad coming out on that too. I'm gonna check that out.
Have you seen the previews for that?
I haven't seen the previews for it, but I've heard a little bit about it. I know John Cena's in it looking goofy as shit, so I can't wait to see that. Because I know John Cena's also in Fast and Furious 9, which
What?
I cannot wait until they finally release the damn movie. Vin Diesel's like, I don't want to release it until I can release it in theaters. He was like, people have to experience this in theaters. I experienced Godzilla vs. Kong in my living room, and it was still epic. Give me this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it.
I want to see Vin Diesel versus John Cena now. You know?
So it's no longer about cars. It's about who's gonna fight. Who.
Yes, it's
so it's pretty much
awesome.
turning into like a UFC or MMA type of deal
It's
here.
awesome. Like, these movies have been so great. Like, I've watched every single Fast and Furious, and I've loved all of them.
Well, we're gonna talk about this for a second. I know we're kind of gearing off of gaming here, but you know, me personally, you know, the first 3 movies of Fast and Furious are my all-time favorites.
Right.
And it's because it's geared towards cars. And, you know, I like cars and I like, you know, modding cars and things like that. That's one of the things that I enjoy. And they have gone away from...
Oh, yeah. I mean, without a doubt, it's not about the cars anymore. It's about, like you said, it's about who fights who.
Yeah, and then, you know, the explosions and the gunfights and the fist fights and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I still thoroughly enjoy watching, you know, the movies that they put out now because it's still really good. And I'm even thinking about this week, you know, while I have the time because I have a whole week off, just letting that out there again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about watching Fast and Furious all the way from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. But remember, you got to watch Tokyo Drift after 6.
I know.
It's canon.
Right.
So.
But that one, Tokyo Drift, is actually one of my favorite. Like my number 1 favorite.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard different people talk about like Tokyo Drift and how they like it. Me personally, it's more like it's there, and I'll watch it type of thing. I mean, I like the actors in it. I like the actors in the movies. They do their job, and the movie is good and everything. But when I think of Fast and Furious, I think of like the whole cast: Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, all of them, and none of them were in it until at the end with Vin Diesel, wanting to race that one guy.
Right.
And so, like the first 2, honestly, and people hate the second one, Too Fast, Too Furious. Like a lot of people just really didn't like that one. They even got more flack than damn Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
But Too Fast, Too Furious is my favorite. Like that's honestly my favorite out of the whole franchise.
Really?
Yeah.
The reason I think I like the first 3 the most is because it is geared towards the cars. You know, like that is what the movie's about.
Right.
And I like drifting in general. So that was reason why I liked Tokyo Drift. And then some of the cars that they had in that one, especially the Evo that they had that the main guy drove, the red one. That was one of my favorite cars as well. And, that was one of the cars that I've always wished I could get. Yeah. Is that Evo. But, even on the first one, I mean, it's geared towards the cars, it's geared towards the racing. It's, we're building this, Eclipse in the beginning, and then we're doing the Supra, at the end. And then Vin Diesel's got this, muscle of a car.
Right. Well, then it changed over once Vin Diesel took over the rights for the movie in general. Where, he wanted to make it just straight action. And honestly, I love every single one of them. But it's like the Too Fast, Too Furious, the only reason I like that one is because that was the first Fast and the Furious I ever actually went to see in theaters when it came out. And that was actually my first date. So, and I was like 13, 14 maybe.
Really?
So, years ago, 2003, 2, something like that.
You're just giving your age.
Yeah, something like that. So, either way, it was it was a good movie. So I enjoyed it. So, but this 9th one, like I said, man, just give me the movie. I watched Godzilla vs. Kong in my living room, and it was just as epic as it would have been in theaters. So,
right. I'm excited to see it. I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoy all the Fast and Furious, but the first three were my all-time favorites.
9 is going to be off the chain. And then 10 is going to be 2 parts.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see how they do it and see what they do with, especially with Paul Walker's character, because I know Vin Diesel wanted to try to bring him back. You know, I believe what's going to happen is, you know, they did that face scan thing in the last one that he was actually in at the very end. I think what they'll end up doing is doing that face scan thing at the end when they do their whole around the table family thing.
Right.
I think they'll end up doing something like that where you just kind of see him. He doesn't really talk or say anything. He's just there. So, but it's gonna be good. I can't wait. So, but I think that's it for us. Man.
Yeah, I think we have hit everything.
We've touched on a little bit of everything. Maybe we'll talk about, you know, John Wick versus Jason Bourne next one, because I really want to know YouTube's opinion on this one. Actually, honestly, if you're listening to us now and you got this far in the video, John Wick versus Jason Bourne, who wins? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, definitely.
And like it, love it, share it, subscribe it.
That's it.
Let's do this, guys. I think that's it for us.
All right, we're signing out.
That's it.